All right, everybody, we got the Warlock build today, updated Starfire protocol. However, we are going Anarchy style because once again, those heavy GLs did get that nice buff this season, which is really awesome, meaning Anarchy, hey, it's there, it's ready to go to work, and this build does just that. On top of that, we do have some ways to combat its reserves and low ammo, as well as increased damage due to the new mod system and how it works. In the background gameplay, me and the homies are using the exact same loadout except for a few minor differences. The only major one is that one person who has another separate loadout slot, the exact same build, except they literally just have a tractor cannon as their heavy to give us a debuff for the first few seconds of the damage phase. He then hot swaps his loadouts back to the exact same build that we're using, which the main core of it being, of course, the Anarchy, a chill clip fusion rifle, and then a void weapon in your energy slot. And the best part is everybody does have access to all of the mods, meaning you're not hindered by having to wait for a vendor to sell the mod you need to complete the build. And this build is not heavily reliant on the seasonal artifact mods whatsoever. It gets very minute benefits, but nothing major or extreme that makes or breaks the build itself. So with that being said, if you want to throw nades efficiently, do some good damage, and put in work with the good old tried and true Anarchy, then this should be the build for you. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and talk about what we are cooking in this build. Let's get the basics out of the way first. Of course, Starfire, Empowering Rift, Fusion Grenades, and then of course Touch of Flame. Of course, keep in mind now we did get us new Solar Fragments, and Ember of Resolve is literally heal thyself just as a fragment. You don't even have to worry about having to get charged with light or anything. You just have it. So 1,000,000% run this new fragment. It's insane. Other notable fragments are Ember of Searing, which now also creates a fire sprite, which is really dope. Ember of Char, and of course Ember of Ashes. For the armor and the mods, here's what we got. Okay, I will let you know right off rip. We do have Artifice armor across the board. It's not required. The only reason I'm using it is A, it's the best armor in the game, and B, I just gotta have the stats, bro. The only important seasonal artifact mods to mention: authorized grenade mods, which basically just give you a huge discount on your any mod that revolves around a grenade. Solar Surge, so that collecting a fire sprite grants you armor charge, and then specifically for anybody that's using a void weapon, which we are using in this setup a lot, Volatile Flow, and then authorized void mods. For the weapons, you can always use the Witherhoard, but we are going the alternate route, and we are rolling with the Anarchy. Okay, this gun did get the grenade launcher buff this season, so you know we had to put it to work. We are then using the Riptide fusion rifle for lead from gold and chill clip, and then we're going to be opting into using the Hollow Denial void trace rifle as our primary weapon per se. Okay, I know it's a special weapon, but with how this works, it's going to be used as our primary. It also has lead from gold. The other perks kill and tell you, but that doesn't really matter. The important thing is they both have lead from gold, and because they are both special weapons, we are going to be getting just in general more heavy drops than normal because you are running two special weapons. So your Anarchy that has relatively lower reserves now won't be starving to shoot any shots, meaning it's always going to be able to contribute even without the use of any Aeon support. And because you'll be getting so much extra heavy ammo dropping, your special weapons that both have lead from gold will also never really run out of ammo. Well, then of course you'll be spamming your fusion grenades left, right, front, and center. Bottom line, with a set of weapons set up like this, your personal ammo economy will be amazing. Now to the mods on our armor. We got double Ashes to Assets on our helmet to help get our Well of Radiance back really fast, and a Void Siphon mod because we're going to be using a void weapon most of the time as our primary weapon. We have a firepower, an arc loader, fastball. Gotta have fastball, bro. And then our chest piece, we just have charged up, and then some defensive mods. That's really all I have. Nothing too crazy. And then on the boots, that's where we got the triple arc surge. Okay, this is definitely where the artifice armor does come into play and helping us get the triple 100 stats. That being said, if you can't run 3, you can definitely run 2, and that will give you a 17% bonus damage for your Anarchy that will stack with your well. And then in the class item, we are running 2 time dilations to extend the length of our armor charge. And that is it for our armor. And here's one last look at the weapons that we are using in the build. The main points are double special for more heavy and lead from gold for both the specials, so we never run out of ammo. And keep in mind the artifact mods we are using are very minor, the only major ones being Solar Surge and Volatile Flow, meaning the setup will still be good even after season 20 is over. So that is the base rundown of the build. Also keep in mind this season we did get the champion updates to where basically now we are able to stun champions with parts of our subclass or verbs. For instance, That shield clip fusion rifle can stun overloads and unstops just by itself, and any weapon while you're standing in a well can pierce anti-barrier shields, because standing in a well of radiance counts as, well, being radiant, which is just another W you can add to your arsenal. Of course, you could always use the Witherhoard version of this setup, but with heavy grenade launchers getting that buff that they did, definitely wanted to go ahead and bring the Anarchy back into the DPS meta fold and see what it can do in this Lightfall damage meta. Last thing I'll say is that if you're not a fan of trace rifles, or if you don't have any good Void trace rifle, the next best option that I can recommend to you is going to be an Unforgiven Void SMG from the Duality Dungeon, with the preferred role of Demolitionist and Frenzy. Other than that though, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know what kind of builds you want to see in the future, preferably Warlock builds, because that is what I main, as well as any tweaks or minor preferences that you would have in the setup. If you enjoyed the video and the build helps you, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you are new. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys be safe.
Oh my god, he got